Ray Towers, here we go. And again, this is our first dual zoned Splat Zones matchup of today's proceedings. And Moray Towers, definitely a polarizing zone. You know what? Quite frankly, it's all right. It's definitely popular, and there's a reason it's popular. It's without a doubt memorable. You either love it or you hate it. Personally, yeah, it's okay. We're just going to say it's okay. Raptura going with the Blob Lobber. Try not to think less of him for it. I'm certainly trying not to. And another polarizing weapon. But it's Team Muddy and Raptura found their way to finding their way down to a score of 40 in the beginning seconds of this matchup, and keeping that Rapid Blaster Pro at bay is Raptura. Gets the kill on Chins and the double kill. Oh my gosh, Muddy and Raptura charging up while MC and Snorlax guy hold court down below. And they're doing so with the Splattershot Jr., the Blob Lobber, the Custom Dually Squelchers, and the Splattershot Pro. Meanwhile, oh my gosh, Baki got taken to task. He's using that Octo Shot. Oh, that's cool. You beat the expansion. Good for you. And they finally take hold of the zones. Again, that Octo Shot, the Rapid Blaster, the Splattershot Jr., and the Custom Dually Squelchers. I can only imagine that's Moosh on the Squelchers. And that Splattershot Jr., they're definitely going to have to charge in with a little bit more conviction if they're going to take this. But, oh, MC rolls right off the map. This could be their opportunity. You better believe that Moosh is charging into the zone right now. But they do take control, and they're not finding much of anything. Moosh hanging onto the backline, looking for his spot. And he's going to have to escape. Good evasive maneuver into the zone, but, oh, man, they were waiting for him. He rang the doorbell, and they certainly answered it with force. And Chins and company are going to have to find another way into the zone. Good direct hit, but cannot follow it up. And Muddy just charging through with those evasive maneuvers. I mean, he's a frontline player. You know he knows how to substrate, folks. And just like that, they're trying to close the gap, but, oh, they do retake control. And now Moosh just hanging on until he gets reinforcements. Uno jumping to him. But Raptura there to meet him with the Blob Lobber. Is he going to get the kill? Well, Raptura certainly coming up to greet them. 4-all on the field right now. No one splatted quite yet, but Muddy and company do get control at the cost of Raptura getting splatted. Although Muddy evens things up real quick. It's 3-2 actually. 3-1. Wow, what a push. That wound up meeting a terrible fate. That was some Pickett's charge level stuff right there. And yeah, read a book, people. Muddy and company are in full control here. And it is 13 counts remaining to 75. So an 87-25 lead for Muddy's team. And that splat is certainly going to help matters. Uno trying to, I'm not sure if you're going to try to match the frontline firepower, but he swims through the Ink Storm. He's going to need to apply that Ink Storm, but he does not, and that's going to hurt his team immensely. And now they're trying to widen the gap just a little bit more, or maybe, just maybe, get the win here. They're down to 8 counts remaining, and 5, 4, count it down with me, people. There it is, a knockout victory for Muddy's team on Moray Towers and Splat Zones. They successfully lined up both counts, both zones, excuse me, to a count of 0. And we're going to have to take a look at the scoreboard here. 30 splats between the two of Muddy and Raptura. No, Muddy was money in that particular matchup, getting 20 on his own. And beautiful assist by the other two. They had, I think, 39 kills in that one game alone. And frankly, Demu's team, not a whole lot they could have done about that. So as we get set for game number 2 here, it will be Clam Blitz. And we're going to see what stage it is soon enough. But, man, Demu's team got taken to task. Excuse me, it was Baki's team. And you got to think that Astro's team is going to find a way to negotiate this, or at least I certainly hope so, considering I'm on it. But Astro and That's So are two of the players again on this on the Bros Calamity team, and we just confirmed that Empire Arcadia will be running with 3 subs. So, we should Moosh, ask that so if he wants to be on the team. Yeah. So, yeah, since Empire Arcadia are running 3 subs, they're we have a chance to run 3 subs ourselves. So it's looking like it's going to be that so among them, along with Chins and Demu. So maybe Baki has something to say about this. He looks like he's going to be one of our starters, but you know what? You never quite know. We kind of like to wing it here at the laboratory, I have to say. But regardless, we are rocking with you here, twitch.tv/bros_calamity. And that matchup, by the way, is going to be taking place at around 4:30. We are hoping and praying, and going to have to see if things get going here very shortly. I am looking at the clock. I'm not going to lie. But we've got a few things planned for you in relation to this, and in relation to Empire Arcadia as well. I cannot speak. I'm not at liberty to speak on it right away, but I will say we have more than just this this Splatoon exhibition planned out for you. So definitely stay tuned if you're a fan of Triforce Johnson or follow of Empire Arcadia in general. So we certainly like to thank you for riding along with us. All the support that we've gotten from the Smash community, the Splatoon community, over the past couple of months, and indeed the past couple of years, has certainly meant a lot to us. And you're helping to grow the scene in the city of Philadelphia. As we get set for Clam Blitz here, game number 2. The Clams are out, and it looks like it's going to be a party, but it's going to be a pretty bloody party here. So maybe not the best party in the world if you're trying to find a date or bring a date. But regardless of that, you know what? Time to get dressed up and blitz it out. Here we go with Muddy and Raptura going with the Range Blaster and the Rapid Blaster respectively. Raptura, interesting choice to go with that Rapid Blaster. But again, it's a Rapid Blaster meta, folks. So it's a Rapid Blaster world. Raptura is just living in it, but looking to make it his own here. He's joined by an Ink Brush and a Neo Splash-O-Matic. And well, just as I say that, the Splash-O-Matic got splatted, so it's the first casualties of the match coming from Muddy's team, and it's 4-2 on the field right now, and Raptura shortly joined them. Snorlax guy trying to be that last line of defense, and wow, Baki's team making a real push here. Baki jumping up to the front lines. He's going to lose all those clams, though, charging maybe just a bit too far forward. And they have it 4-3 on the field right now as Baki shortly rejoins them. Wow, and that was Moosh getting taken a task pretty hard. And Moosh will come back. He's again is wielding those dually squelchers that we know from him. And that's he is being joined by Splattershot Jr., the Jet Squelcher, and the NZAP 85. So you got to think that NZAP is going to be the one charging in, guns blazing, but Muddy has something to say about that. Fire away, says Muddy, as he gets 2 splats, but he will have to take the trade-off by getting hit with those dually squelchers. And Chin's coming in, collecting 4 clams, and he's going to have to pass them off to someone else, it seems like. Although, the special being employed by Snorlax guy, Chin's going to have to retreat temporarily, but carving out a halfway decent path for his team, or at least stopping a pretty decent charge. Snorlax had a sizable number of things ready to go. The specials, 3 specials ready to go on the green side. That is in fact Baki's team, but they didn't make quite enough use of them. The missiles were launched, but no casualties to be gained from it. A direct hit by Raptura, though. Again, with those ranged weapons, but Baki coming up to them and say, hey, nice to meet you. I've got an NZAP, and I know how to use it. So, charging in. Oh, wait, that was a total team wipe, but that is exactly what Chin's team needed to take the lead in this Clam Blitz matchup. It is an 80 count to 100 count to go. And it's going to be Baki's team drawing first blood in this game, number 2. As we get things, that is how things get going. Muddy's team, it looks like the shoe is on the other foot here. They're going to have to pregnate that line of defense being provided by Uno and Moosh and Chins and Baki, excuse me. And they do need to get on the same page here as we take a look at the whole of the map. It's going to be tough to see because first of all, it is no, the whole of the map. Here, let me see. There we go. So as we take a look here, now obviously that was a big team wipe that the green team almost got, but they're just trying to charge things back up. They did wind up breaking the barrier. It's a 74 to 80 count remaining. So Muddy's team eventually getting back on track. Muddy just got splatted, and we're back down. It looks like another big push by Team Baki is on the way. You just use press the sticks for the overview. So just go ahead and try that. We're getting some production notes worked out. And yeah, that takes a look at the goals and everything else. 3-1 on the field, 3-2 now as green team starts recovering. They'll have to lick their wounds on the fly as they're trying to take the lead back against people like Snorlax Guy, who again likes to get in people's faces. His preferred method of attack is a splatter shot pro, but he goes close range here, as does Baki with that NZAP 85. And again, Baki playing such a range of weapons. It's hard to keep up with him, quite frankly. And Chins is going to find his way into the base if he can help it. It's 4-2 on the field. If they're going to make a push, they're going to do it right now. Moosh grabs the power clam, and it looks like we're going to overtime. If they're going to do it, they're going to do it right here. It's 3-2 on the field. Can they get those kills necessary? He's coming in, but wait a second. Muddy looking to do him dirty, and he does it. What defense provided by Muddy from the side. Can they get the power clam back in time? It looks like they will not, and that is going to do it. Muddy's team. That was some excellent backline defense provided by Muddy to get that key splat on Moosh with the power clam. He was looking to dunk it in, but Muddy Tumbo says no. And that is how it's going to end. 26 kills between Muddy and Raptura. And wow, what a stat line from Baki, Moosh, and company. All 4 of those guys in double-digit splats. They certainly brought it that game. But Muddy's team just got it where it counted. And that is how Game 2 ends, with Muddy's team up 2-0. And that's why Muddy and Raptura were 2 of the unanimous picks to represent the Bros Calamity Squall Stars against, excuse me, goodness gracious. I think that match was so intense it gave me acid reflux. But regardless of that, that was why Muddy and Raptura were 2 of the unanimous selections for the Bros Calamity Squall Stars for that match that's beginning at 4:30, we hope. Oh, man, is that even going to happen now? Yeah, no, it's we're really hoping that this gets finished up, but it's not really looking like it's going to happen. No, like hold ZL, I think it is, and press the stick to to focus on the goals. I think it is. And I'm really not sure what we're going to do about that, but folks, regardless of that, I'd like to thank you for joining us. We'd like to thank everyone who supported the laboratory throughout these years. It's been an incredible endeavor by Jay Moosh and really everyone involved at the laboratory. That includes Luck, that includes Deli, that includes all of the regulars that come in and out and help promote the laboratory, and that includes Rogue Yoshi as well, one of the people that labs here at the laboratory, one of the top Dragon Ball FighterZ players in the world, and representative of Empire Arcadia. Want to join me, man? Absolutely. Yeah, Pixely, my teammate on Team Astro. Thanks for joining us, my man. So, I mean, hey, you want to grab a microphone, you can. All right, so we're getting going. We're going to Wahoo World and riding the tower. I mean, there's a lot more to ride at Wahoo World than just towers. I'm not really sure why they would pick this, but we're gonna, you know what? Amusement park tastes aside, definitely an interesting map as we see a Tentatek splatter shot, very Tentatek heavy meta, although it's fallen out of favor in terms of in favor of quite a few weapons, as of late. So that's going to be Raptura with the very familiar sloshing machine, and alongside a Tentatek, Dooley Squelchers and the Splattershot Pro, and Baki coming in and introducing himself with an MZAP 89, and he's running that alongside the custom Dooley Squelchers, Splattershot Jr., and the Jet Squelchers. So very good mix of long range and short range from Team Baki. At the same time, it's they're being met pretty they're being met at the gate by Snorlax Guy and company, who are running a pretty diverse set of their own Pixley.
Yep.
Cool. Chins and Baki got splatted by Raptura. You okay, man?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just really tired.
No, fair enough, man. You know what? We cope with tiredness differently. I talk and
I don't, clearly.
yeah.
It's all right.
No, it's all good. It's all good in the hood. Though I will say, one of the things that I'm seeing Moosh's team do so well is they've taken a lead, trying to lower that count down, trying to take a 30-point lead almost on Muddy and Raptura. What they've done so very well is that they've taken notes from the prior team that that Muddy played. That was Demu's team. And they're doing very well at getting pressure on the tower. And really just taking a page out of Muddy and Raptura's book. Just pressure, unrelenting, do that nickel and dime scoring on them. And eventually, hopefully, you might bend, but you don't break. I take it that you agree.
Yeah.
Right on, man. No, I'm good talk. It's all good, dude.
All right. So we have Raptura coming up the side.
Oh,
Getting
good
Uno.
spot. He is so good with that sloshing machine, and eventually gets taken out by Chins with that with the longer range, but he is such a sloshing machine specialist. It really is awe-inspiring to see him play that weapon.
Yep, and I've been playing with Raptura for about, what, 6, 7, 8 months now? He's crazy good with both the sloshing machine and also the slosh, Neo slosh as well. So
We've seen him play the Explosher as well.
yeah.
So what exactly? He gets Uno again. Man, he is doing Uno dirty. But what do you think is the strongest aspect of Raptura's game from a technical standpoint, if you had to pick one out?
I mean, it's really his aim, because sloshing machine is one of the harder weapons to aim with. You have to, I guess, be a few seconds ahead of your enemy there, and that's one of his strengths.
Yeah, I'd say you're about right. I'd say you're about right there. He's definitely a sure shot, that Raptura, and oh wow, Chins gets Muddy from behind with that burst bomb. Again, such a versatile weapon. Just tag him with it and then follow it up with a. That's kind of why I like using vanilla splatters, because you do have that option of just tagging them with the vanilla and maybe getting that kill a little bit faster. Although, frankly, I'm just not that good, so it doesn't happen for me that often.
It's understandable.
And Muddy gets tagged from behind by Chins, and that could be the opening that they need to maybe retake to maybe widen their lead. Excuse me. Gets Raptura, and Chins. Oh, he was looking for it for sure.
All right.
But I think that he'll take that. It does alleviate the pressure and lets them get back onto the tower. And Chins, he's playing that Jet Squelcher to amazing effect. Oh, the bubbles providing just the defense that they needed. and the tower gets back to neutral, but they're going to do more than they're going to need to do more than just get it back to center stage here, Pixely. I mean, how do you approach this at this point?
Ooh. I mean, you'd have to put pressure.
Oh.
There we
Didn't
go.
get on the tower in time, it seems, and that's how it's going to end. It's going to be, that's the blue team taking the victory, and I think that's the first game that Muddy and Raptura have dropped
Oh, goodness.
thus far in this tournament. That's Muddy leading the team with 12 kills, but Chins
has
and Baki.
more. Wow.
Yeah, Chin's doing that work with that Jet Squelcher from range, and that's the sort of thing that we've seen work so well, at least at the laboratory in the past. We've seen Splatling mains do some incredible stuff on tower control, and that really is the thing. When you have a slow-moving target like that tower, you can just make it rain death from above with that Splatling, and we've seen the ranged weaponry be quite prominent.
Yep, especially with that Jet Squelcher in the last game, because he's sneaking out from like halfway across the map. So he can come from middle of nowhere, and then you notice, awesome.
And it looks like Muddy and Raptura are going to have to get their third victory in this game, in this set, on another mode, and it looks like it will be Rainmaker, the first Rainmaker match that we have had here thus far. So obviously the name of the game is mobility, but it's also teamwork. You can't really just crowd around the guys. There are fights to be found all around the map, but a fair deal of strategy here. So I guess the question is, if you're playing Rainmaker, Pixely,
Yes.
what's your favorite map and why?
Ooh, that'd be. I mean, I'd have to go for Camp Triggerfish, to be honest, because there are multiple alleys in which you can go for the left, center, behind. There are just multiple alleys to get Rainmaker to the goal.
That's true. It's a bit tougher to get to the goal, really, because you do have that one stage that you can swim to,
Yes.
but that's leading right into their spawn, and the other one is those grates where you really do kind of have to walk. Teamwork really emphasized, but you're a strong communicator. I guess that's why you like it.
So I feel like, with Camp Triggerfish, you do have, it is easier to get locked out, but at the same time, it's also easy to reclaim the Rainmaker at the last minute.
That's
So
true.
So games can flip very quickly, and that's why I like about that map.
It's a game of inches, this Splatoon 2 Rainmaker. So as we get things started here, we're not really sure if we're going to Camp Triggerfish. That's the whole thing. We're still getting things set up. It looks like we've had a disconnection here, and we're still waiting for the this is the second set. Not sure this is all right, and I'm just getting a text from Oblivion, from Empire Arcadia, who again very thankful that he is and hey, again, if you aren't on Twitter, follow us on Twitter at bros_calamity. Get your phones out. You following us on Twitter, man?
I think I do, yes.
Oh, dude, right on, man. So you already know the updates. You already know about the social media. You can check out the VoDs from this tournament and past tournaments on youtube.com/broscalamity. And
Just come say hi to us at the next tournament as well.
absolutely. Or, yeah, you know what? Come on down here, 3 South York Road, Hatboro, Pennsylvania, when we turn Hatboro into Splatboro every 4th Saturday of the month. And, of course, all the other stuff that we have here. It's a lot of Smash Brothers that happens
so we
here,
got
man.
3v3 going on, unless...
Are we doing 3v3?
I have no idea. Oh.
One of the teams just had to leave, and then our teammate just left.
Oh.
Two teams left with 3 people. So Moosh will step out and do 3v3.
Cool.
Ooh, this is going to be an interesting game, because we have Muddy and Raptura on the same team. I have a feeling they're going to dominate it, but you never know.
3v3. This is how it's going to go, eh? All right.
All right.
Well, Muddy and Raptura on one team, and, well, it got Chins and Baki on the other. And it really could just come down to you're only as strong as your weakest link. And that's not to say that Snorlax, Sky, and Uno are weak necessarily, but they are going to have to pull the tail end between two incredibly good competitive players here.
Yeah.
So as we get set here for Rainmaker, Manta Maria, I am kind of putting you on the spot. I do
No worries,
apologize.
it's good. It's been a long day, but yeah.
Fair enough, mate. So
right.
3v3 on the Manta Maria.
What's up,
As,
guys?
Hey, it's going on,
So,
Moosh?
so what's happening? You guys? Oh no, you're not. You're not on the team. So what happened here was we had 2 people leave.
Oh.
One was Minty. I think he thought it was over and just pieced. Unless he went to get food, but he's been gone for like a half hour.
Oh,
And
no.
the other person was MC. He had to go to work.
Mm-hmm.
I think he was expecting it to start a little earlier. Usually we start at 2, but we started at 3 today.
Mm-hmm.
So now we're doing 3v3s with 1 sub. So my team, right now it's 2-1. If my team wins again, which is Team Baki, then they're gonna sub somebody else out to let me play.
Oh.
But that's essentially how it's gonna work. So the teams that have 3, they got 3, but everyone else, teams that have 4, they have 1 sub.
So what are we going to do about the EMP match?
It might have to be pushed back a little bit later if possible. It's unfortunate.
All right.
All right. So as we get started here, let's see. Both teams are coming towards the middle. Who will grab the Rainmaker first? Ooh, Muddy goes down. And Raptura grabs the Rainmaker. Can this be a quick game? Let's see. Raptura goes down. Ooh, Muddy gets Baki and Uno right at the ledge there.
And for this 3v3 match, obviously this opens up a lot of space in the middle of the map. It's it's basically the same as overtime hockey where you go 4v4. It just opens up the ice that much more, and really same logic applies to Splatoon as we see. Oh, Baki.
Resets the Rainmaker. All right.
That's just good strategy, quite frankly. They pushed it all the way to 37 counts remaining, so it's a 63-0 count in favor of Team Muddy and company. And they're running a Range Blaster, Bloblobber, and Neo Splash-O-Matic, so that's a good range of coverage. You need to get that back to the middle. And that's Uno trying to push it forward. They're running a Splatter Shot. Junior is Uno, and he's being accompanied by an Octo Shot and a Jet Squelcher, but he gets done dirty by a Splat Bomb, and they're going to have to find another way forward, though they do get some points on the board, Pixely.
So we see Snorlax got Rainmaker. It looks like he's trying to ink the path forward.
It's getting covered very, very quickly.
Oh yeah.
It's 3-1 on the field. If they're going to push forward, they're going to have to do it now. Just go. Honestly, pedal to the metal. Do it, Muddy. And, but it's in the middle of the field with Uno, and eventually he gets splatted. They're going to have to go now, and, Baki got splatted, but Chins met him with the Jet Squelcher, wise to stay at distance. Raptura trying to meet him up top, but Chins saying discretion is the better part of valor and trying to cut off the path, but Muddy is there as well. I mean, it seems like Team Muddy have all the routes covered, and a direct hit to Baki certainly helps. And right now, this is a 3-1 team advantage. They have to go. Raptura and Muddy, they could widen their lead, and indeed they will. They have an 80-47 lead right now, Pixie. And they're looking more and more impressive by the minute.
Yep. But we see Baki here inking a path towards the other side. So it'll be interesting to see how this stage will flip it all. Clearly see him inking with the inkjet. Alright, Raptor gets Bruno, but alright, looks like Chance is making it. Oh, almost fell off there. Yeah, my least favorite part of the map is when you just fall off to that ledge that you almost fell off. Alright, and they are trying to grab Rainmaker. Alright, we're down 2-2 on the field now. Snorlax guy trying to make a push.
I mean, firing that Rainmaker in the ground isn't going to do you much good at all. And yeah, that Stingray to the face isn't going to help either. So it's 2-1 on the field in favor of the purple team. That is Uno and company. And they get the Rainmaker. They're going to have to, I would say, just I mean, you can't reset it at this point, can you?
You could, but it's too late. I mean, you only have 30 seconds left.
And they're being met at the base by that Bloblobber of Raptura. And Raptura, I'm not really sure where you put the emphasis, but he's trying to put the emphasis on the victory here as we're down to 10 seconds. There's Muddy in his face, and Chins catches him with the Rainmaker. They're going to have to push hard and push now. Go! They're running, and they've taken the lead at the last second. Snatching victory from the jaws of defeat is Team Baki, and they find a way to win on the Manta Maria in Rainmaker.
All right.
And wow, just like that, we are going to a Game 5, and that was some intense stuff. Muddy with 14 kills, but Chins matched him, and ultimately, wow, I mean, that was, I think, 26 kills among the other two. That was intense.
After Rainmaker, tower control.
And eventually, it was, they left it pretty late, but ultimately Muddy and company denied at the very death. And it looks like, I think, game number 5, we're going back to tower control.
Yep. These are the moments I live for in Splatoon, because the last-minute wins are obviously the best, but, you know, last-minute losses are the worst as well. So,
you know, it's the, absolutely, it's the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat, like the Wide World of Sports said. That's a, no, trust me, that is a thing, you know, for you unions out there. Yeah, Wide World of Sports, man. No one's referenced that in quite a while. I feel like only our dads reference that. And it's weird that I am actually technically old enough to be a dad, and that's kind of scary to me.
Like we have a disconnect again. That's all right. We're going to get that set back up.
I mean, we've been having disconnects this whole time. What are you talking about?
That's true.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I'm Stu the announcer, and I'm joined here by Pixely. Thank you for joining us here. Twitch.tv/bros_calamity for Switch Versus at the Lab, the 10th edition of such, and this is our Splatoon. Was 4v4, but now it's going to be 3v3 because you know what? 3 is the magic number, and we're kind of trying to generate as much good luck as we can for our exhibition against Empire Arcadia, where we're going to have 4 starters and 3 subs, and among them are 4 players in this matchup. Those gentlemen being Muddy, Raptura, Baki, and Chins. So, interesting stuff between this team. They are going to be on the same team at some juncture, but right now they're facing off against each other. So as we get things set up here, so we're good. And looks like they're going to go tower control on Anchovy Games. Now this map provides some interesting possibilities. What's your take on this map?
It's very interesting. I actually haven't played Splatoon 1, but just seeing, you know, being able to navigate the map with, especially with fans,
it has changed. It has changed a little bit since 1, though.
Yeah, it has. But just but the main way to get around the map is through, of course, you know, splatting the fans. So you have, you know, moving platforms, and that's something that's certainly new to, I guess, the stage rotation.
Yeah.
And that's something that, you know, teams are still adjusting to. So I'll be interested, especially with Muddy and Raptura, on how they handle their moving platforms.
Now they have played together for a little bit here. It's going to be interesting to see the symmetry between these two, but also Snorlax is a bit of a wild card as well as we're getting set. We're going gaming and riding the tower. Game number 5, this is going to be what settles it. Who's going to ride the tower to victory and who's going to slink off in defeat? We're going to find out right here. This is Game 5, a Tech Splatter Shot, a sloshing machine being run by Muddy and Raptura. They're joined by the Neo Splash-O-Matic, which is favored by Snorlax Guy. And opposing them is the NZAP 89 of Baki. And they're being joined by 2 long-range weapons, the custom Dually Squelchers. That's the signature touch of Moosh. And of course, that Jet Squelcher that's been so deadly in the hands of Chins these past couple of games, Pixely.
Oh yes, so yeah, I see an interesting choice of range here. So not only do we have a Jet Squelcher here, we also have a Dually Squelcher as well. And you know, one of the strengths of this map in particular is being able to hide behind a wall and hit the tower from a distance. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out.
And Raptura is going to have to take that trade with Chins as it's 2-1 on the field in favor of his team. I think that he'll take such a loss. And as they hop on the tower, they are at a disadvantage, although Baki gets caught, as does Moosh. Chins is the last one standing on his team right now, and Raptura looking to dispose of him with that Stingray, and he's not going to find it. Oh, it's a Stingray being deployed of their own, and neither team going to find much of anything, but it's still a weapon that you really do have to respect more than anything else, Pixely.
All right. So Baki just pushed everyone off the tower with his missiles. So let's see if they can reclaim the lead, or at least get a lead to begin with.
3 splats thus far from Muddy, looking to add to that astronomical count that he has going thus far. He's not going to find much of anything quite yet. He does find a double on Moosh, though. He brings that total up to 5. Leads the team thus far, but oh my gosh, a shot in the back by Baki. It's not going to halt the push, though. They are going forward, and it's going to be that much more trouble for Baki and company if they're trying to keep their tournament hopes alive. Oh, he gets done in by Raptura, who again, that mid-range expertise with the sloshing machine, doing a bit of damage up close as well, so good for him. And Baki right now, the leader on the field in kills, but Chins just surpassed him. Although I don't think they'll really be competing with each other. That's 14 kills thus far for that team at large. And Snorlax guy, he's doing a good job of drawing fire at the very least, and giving Muddy and Raptura that room to work, which is so valuable considering the nature of these two gentlemen's weapons.
You see a Raptura, they are using
The machine, yeah.
Yeah. Using the Stingray in the tower. That's always a risky move. But when you're in a corner like this, it can definitely come in handy. So Baki has his Tentamissiles charge up. Interesting to see where he used it.
Honestly, I'd just be, oh, but he does miss Muddy. He doesn't know where he is exactly.
Ooh, he gets Raptura.
Although I do like the dual capabilities, especially when you're communicating with your team, of the Tentamissiles, where it can scan out where you are so you can do the call-outs to your team exactly where they are. It acts like an echolocator that only you can see.
Yep.
So it's definitely an appreciated addition if you know how to use it correctly. And
Yep.
really with the, I think that people are catching on to how to use that, considering how much we have seen Tentamissiles kind of rear their heads in the meta nowadays.
Certainly, and these Tentamissiles have actually improved in at least this Splatoon update. So if you're targeting one player, instead of getting hit with 4 missiles, you now hit them with 10. If you're targeting 2, you're being hit with 5. Obviously, since this is a 3v3, you're going to see a lot more Tentamissiles trying to get you. So it's certainly a deadly weapon here.
And of course, all the players are spread out, so maybe you're going to see more 2 targets, or even one targeted. Just try to take out a particular player, and it really helps if you know, especially, hey, Chins is just kind of camping up there with that with that Jet Squelcher. I need to target him, and I need to take him out.
And with only 20 seconds to go, it could be anyone's game. Tower's still in the middle, and we're at 47-54.
Muddy, again, so dangerous with those up-close weapons. We're used to seeing him run a Splattershot Junior, the Custom Junior, excuse me. But he's doing some good work with that T-Tech. His team is in the lead, but for how long? Chins' team looking to make a push. Can they find it? They do take the tower at the last second. Oh, they're not going to find much of anything. Oh, and again, that
He stopped the tower.
the Stingray on the tower. They're still going.
Stingray's
Baki is going to get run off of the tower, and
Ooh.
just like that, yeah, there's not a whole lot you can do
Yep.
against the Stingray in tower control, especially at the end of the game. It's called the GG Ray for a reason, Pixely, and that is going to secure the victory for Team Muddy. But man, oh man, did Baki's team make it close.
Oh yeah, we've seen them make a lot of pushes in this game, especially with that sneaky jet scorcher behind. So,
Yeah, 25 combined kills for Muddy and Raptura, and Chins' 14 kills not quite enough from distance, although that's part of the reason why we got here in the first place was that tower control victory in game number 3. They almost did the reverse 3-0, Pixely. It's an impressive feat. And Chins, with that jet squelcher, certainly a force to be reckoned with later on. And folks, coming up next, I can only imagine, is Team Astro, which we're on.
oh yeah, I'm
So-
excited. I'm super excited.
So I'm going to wish you the best of luck because I think I'm going to be commentating since it's 3v3.
All right, awesome.
Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah.
no, I'm up. You're not, no.
Yeah.